Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me here today. Today's painting was actually pretty much a fail. I didn't get at all what I was going for. I wanted to have sort of a fall-looking painting, and I wanted it to be kind of swirly, like if there was fall wind blowing. Anyway, when it didn't come out the way I wanted, I started messing with it and making it, worse and worse and worse until finally I had something that kind of looked interesting, but I still wasn't completely sure if I liked it. I wound up posting it on Facebook and got tons and tons of positive feedback of people that just loved it and loved the colors. So I thought I would share it. Anyway, this was the final outcome. And before we get into everything I did to get that, I want to remind you all that I have a drawing coming up in just a couple of days on Friday the 31st to win this 2 foot by 4 foot painting. Just go to patreon.com/voxarts, and you will need to sign up for a subscription there. It is $2 a month, but you will be entered in every single art drawing I have, and my intention is to be able to maintain at least 2 drawings a month. So anyway, there's only 5 people over there right now, 5 people for the drawing on that. So go sign up and be a part of that drawing. So here we go with the painting. As you can see, I chose pretty much every fall color I could find that I had. So I had some metallic golds and bronze and coppers, and then I had some straight yellow, orange, and red. I had a metallic little green there. I think I had like a metallic burgundy that I added into this as well. And then I took my resin spreading tool and just tried to swirl this around because, like I said, I wanted like this fall movement kind of thing happening. Now, I forget how much paint can pull up on a canvas. I get so used to using wood or tiles, but Michael's was having like a 70% off sale on their canvases, so I couldn't resist getting a few. And the resin spreading tool acts a little different because it kind of drags and pulls on the canvas a little different than on a harder, more firm surface. So anyway, this was kind of my first result after getting the colors all around the canvas, other than that one little corner because I hadn't decided what I was going to do yet. But ultimately, I decided that I wasn't happy with it or wasn't happy enough and wanted to see, how bad I could mess it up. So I just went in and kept adding more paint and shifting it around, and I wasn't really sure at all what I was going to go for at this point because it was so far removed from my original vision anyway. And in hindsight, I probably could have just laid off the red because the red definitely seemed to try and take over. But as you can see, I'm trying desperately to create a piece of art here. And I'm looking at it at this point figuring I've pretty much ruined it and I could probably just scrape it. But I decided to go ahead and see what other kind of effects I can get. Here in a minute I start pulling paint up with the palette knife here like that. Just paint that's already fallen off onto the plastic underneath and bringing it up and adding it to try and get some more interest and depth and lines into the piece. And really just don't know where I'm going with it at all, other than I'm trying to create more interest, more dynamics between the shades of paints and the lines. So I'm thinking, well, the yellow's bright, that'll show up. Until you add too much red and orange. But that's pretty much all I did. Kept adding paint, kept going in with the resin spreading tool and the torch. Got some cool lacing cells with that yellow. Decided to go in with a wet paper towel and do a little swipe here on the edge. And again, just experimenting, using that palette knife, spreading the paint around, adding more paint. So, I guess it really depends on what your feelings are about wasting paint as to how much you're going to experiment. For the most part, your paints are only going to last mixed for so long anyway, so at a certain point, you might as well just at least gain some experience by using them, I guess. So here I'm feeling like it's pretty much done. Go over it with the torch. And this was the finished product wet. I really love that part there. It's quite lovely. And I do like the way the red and the orange play off of each other. Very, very pretty. And I was happily surprised that when it dried, I didn't lose the colors into each other. My red didn't over darken. It stayed nice and vibrant. And you could still see the separation of the colors between the reds and the oranges. I'll show it to you dry here in a minute. You can see a little unexpected snake there is what it wound up looking like. And then going in dry, this is what I wound up with. So again, I'm not completely sold on it for myself, though I do love some of these parts of it. I just really, really love. So maybe it'll give me some inspiration to do a painting just based on that idea. I still don't have the fall painting that I wanted. So that one may come in the works. I don't know if I don't get totally inspired and distracted by some other idea. Anyway, until then, you guys, happy painting. Don't forget, I do have a drawing happening over on Patreon. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.